Hi everyone, welcome back to Rooted in Style. My name is Melanie. You guys really liked my Walmart Aqua Terra pot videos and I got a lot of questions on them, so I figured I'd make another video. So to recap, in my previous video, I did an experiment to see if these worked and if they worked in different types of soil mixes. We found out they did work and the soil was evenly moist. Now that we know that they work, let's talk about what plants to put in them. So I'll go over my list of 10 common houseplants that this would work really well for, and then I'll just kind of recap how we water them in this. So let me start by saying that this list is in absolutely no particular order. It's just a list. The first plants on my list, they're technically two different plants, but I'm grouping them together because they have very similar needs. Those are your Calatheas and Marantas, also known as prayer plants. I actually have a Maranta in my Aqua Terra pot and it is doing pretty well. I group them together because they're both a bit of divas in the sense that they like their water as pure as possible. So neither of these like hard water. They like the water, the less hard, the better. And with the Aqua Terra pots, you can't use hard water because then all the minerals and salts will crystallize on the terracotta and the water won't be able to get in. So that's why I group them together. But both have beautiful foliage and they like their roots to stay evenly moist. Number 2 on my list is going to be the peace lily. So peace lilies are a great beginner plant. These guys are tolerant of low light, but they do like their soil to be moist, and they really like the type of watering that the Aqua Terra pots provide them. Number 3 on my list is going to be ferns. Specifically the maidenhair fern and the Boston fern. So this is a bronze maidenhair fern. So you can see how those new leaves come in all pretty and bronze. I love them. Anyway, so the reason that ferns are on my list is because they like to maintain that moist environment for their roots. And it also, if they stay moist, they get really lush and full, just like this one. The other reason they're on this list is because it helps prevent the leaves from browning. So if you guys have had ferns, you may have noticed some browning of your leaves. See how the tips of this guy, they're a little bit brown? That's because if they dry out, you can get that. And I know that's a big reason why people don't buy ferns. So this pot could be great for you people who want to get into ferns but are tired of getting those kind of crusty leaves. Next on my list is going to be Fittonias or nerve plants. Now I don't have this, so I'm gonna put this on this side. The reason why they're on this list is because they like damp soil. And they are very wilty. If they don't have their water, they will let you know. Let's see. Next on my list is going to be baby tears. Baby tears are so cute and delicate, but with that delicateness comes the fact that they also like damp soil. So that's why they are on this list. And bear with me, I have the list written down right here. So if you see me looking there, it's because I'm looking at my list. Let's see. Oh, yes. Okay. So Tradescantia. Tradescantia is also on this list. In nature, their roots are pretty moist. And so that will go well in the terracotta pots because those will also keep the roots pretty moist. And these plants are really pretty when they grow so big and lush. So that's why they are on my list. Next is the spider plant. I don't have one anymore because mine dried out when I went on vacation, and because they need so much watering, I never bought another. So these plants like to maintain their moisture, and when you do, they are vigorous growers. Now, they are adaptable to certain conditions. So if you do just keep the soil moist, they'll still do okay. Usually I would recommend allowing them to dry out just a little bit, but they are very adaptable, very vigorous growers. Then kind of the same thing. So it's Pothos. So I've got a bunch of Pothos here. I'll show you one of my favorites. This is my Pothos Enjoy. So these guys, they're kind of variable. But they are very adaptable. So they can adapt to many different moisture levels in your soil. And they also, depending on the variety, will grow pretty fast and lush. And they are so easy to care for. So that's why I've got them on this list. Oh, other way. Next on my list are begonias, especially the Rex begonias. I've never had a begonia, but they do like a lot of humidity and moisture, so I feel that they would be a good fit for this list. If you guys have them and you have them in these pots, let me know down in the comments. And then the last one is Syngonium. And you can see I've got my Syngonium Mojito in an Aqua Terra pot as well. So these guys, they just really like their soil to be moist and everything. And to be honest, the reason I got these Aqua Terra pots is because I really like Syngonium, but I can't go on vacation with Syngonium. They always dry out. And I wanted to find a way to keep them alive when I'm on vacation. And I saw these Aqua Terra pots and I figured I would test them out. And yes, they do work pretty well for Syngonium. And then I guess there's an honorable mention. So Alocasias would be my honorable mention. I don't have any here, but they also do tend to like a lot of humidity and moisture, so they're an honorable mention on this list. So let's talk about just reiterating how we would water the plants in the Aqua Terra pots. So let's quickly talk about how these Aqua Terra pots work. So you have your actual terracotta insert and then the plastic reservoir. When you fill it just to where the lip of the reservoir is. And when you put your terracotta into the reservoir, the terracotta itself is porous. So that means it has holes that you can't see that allows the water to get in. And that allows the water to go through the terracotta and get into the soil where it distributes evenly. It also prevents overwatering the soil because the soil can only hold on to so much water. So it prevents some of the overwatering issues that we get when we water our plants, and it also gives you a visual of if your plants run out of water. Now, just because they run out of water doesn't mean that you need to refill your reservoir. You have to think about it a little bit more than that. So you may want to take the terracotta out of the reservoir, and you can feel a bit if your terracotta is moist. You may also see a difference in color in the terracotta from where it's moist and not moist, because moist terracotta will be a darker brown. And you can also feel your soil to see if it feels dry. So for example, my plants right now, they need to be rewatered. My soil is dry. My terracotta is dry as well. Now, what you can see in this is one of the downsides of the terracotta pots. So you can see the algae that grew on it. That can happen if you have it in an area that's high light, because water will naturally grow algae. Is this gonna affect the absorption of water into the plant? Probably, but it's so high up that I don't think that matters. Now, the other downside of these pots is, and I briefly alluded to it earlier, that's gonna be the mineral and salt deposition. So especially for you people who have hard water like I do, that can cause a major issue. I had someone water my plants when I was on vacation, and they used basic tap water, which here is very, very hard. And you can see that I have some mineralization on the inside at the top of this. So I would say that's another downside. I think it's much more of a downside than having any type of algae on it. You can probably, if you like power wash it, get it off. Now, the other downside I have, which I have noticed, is that just like you can't use hard water, you shouldn't be putting fertilizer in your reservoir, because again, it will mineralize, the salts will affect the actual terracotta itself. Now, a possible solution to this, and I haven't tried it, is to actually mix in fertilizer, a little bit of fertilizer with the soil when you pot it into this. Now, if you do that, the fertilizer only lasts like 3 to 6 months, kind of depending on the fertilizer you use. So you may have to repeat that process. You don't have to fully take the plant out, but you could take like a chopstick or something and just kind of turn over the soil, add it in, and then kind of mix it all back. But I think that the inability to use hard water with mineral deposition and the inability to use fertilizer would be my 2 biggest downsides to using these Aqua Terra pots. In conclusion, Aqua Terra pots can be really great for a lot of your common houseplants, and they can make your plant life really easy and just streamline your watering. I think they're cost effective. They're not any more expensive than other pots. And Walmart has been having them on sale. They're cheaper than a lot of pots right now, actually. But let me know, have you guys been trying out these pots? Have you had good results? Do you like it? Let me know down in the comments. And if you liked this video and found it helpful, hit that thumbs up button. I will be posting a future video about if you can do cuttings directly into these pots. So hit that notification bell if you don't want to miss out on that video. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Until next time, happy planting and stay rooted in style.